Okay, so Gootex? What's his name? Okay, our favorite fighting game community guy.
You gnome fuck!
Come on, Inez, tier 3 sub. Thank you, my dude.
Over Russell, based God, no tears. More like, why people happy, cat jam, wowee.
So, in case you guys didn't know, unfortunately, I don't think I'm ever going to be invited on a Trainwreck show with him again. Because if I am, I don't think I'm going to be able to resist fucking shitting on him hard. So he is like fully bought into like the massive grand conspiracies about the coronavirus and everything. I think he's an anti-vaxxer. I'm pretty sure. And he's getting upset because he was arguing on Twitter with some people. And by arguing on Twitter, I mean ignoring every good post and just focusing on the easy ones. And he was finally pushed to his breaking point, okay? And he posted this. So, Gooteck was not happy that Kappa, the subreddit, had changed, alright? Maybe my judgment was off, and I was wrong, ... Well, guys, it's come to this, I guess. I got to take back what I said on the Ernesto Lopez show the other day about whether or not the fighting game community has gone soft, because it looks like indeed it has. Now, it really wasn't that long ago that our Kappa was a place of shitpost memes, waifus, blow-ups, and all kind of stuff. It was the Wild West out here. It was the Wild Wild West out here. But the one thing you could count on was our Kappa was there, was that, wait, but the one thing that you could count on with our Kappa was that it was, at the very least, real and raw. I'm not so sure anymore. I've seen a lot of, problematic posts on here over the years, and to read the comments of some of you, it's just disappointing. I didn't just show up. I may not post, but I've lurked for a long time, and not just in this sub, but all over Reddit. You search this sub for photos of Gooteck and Mike Watson from the Evo 20XX, who even knows how long ago it was, both of us wearing our Kappa shirts. I thought I was one of you guys. Then you go ahead and do me like that. I see how it is. In all seriousness, I'm actually pretty surprised that most people in here are just so ready, willing, and able to accept all of this from the far left. Didn't this place have a reputation for being far right and racist at times? I really thought the R Kappa I used to know would have a fair amount of people in here that know what's actually going on in the world and can see through this corona circus. For what it's worth, I really did my best to try and engage with people honestly on Twitter and really have a discussion. Should I expect more from Reddit? I would think fighting game community people would value things like data, evidence, and reason, but maybe times have changed. Or did the sub get overtaken by bots and shills like the rest of Reddit and nobody seemed to notice? I put together a pretty lengthy article that contains screenshots, video, and all sources cited that support my reasoning and logic. If you really give a fuck enough to take a cheap shot at me and defend this insanity, then by all means read this, and then let me know which part of it doesn't add up. We don't need to agree, but I'm not sure that most people have really taken the time to actually do some research and give understanding an honest try. What's the deal with hydroxychloroquine? And he writes a big ass fucking thing. Gooteck. Oh, I didn't look at this. Is this like a picture of him with that shirt? Oh no, it's just his Twitter. Hold on one sec. Debunk it all? Maybe. Hold on. I didn't actually go through this thing yet. It's probably all dumb shit. I'm really scared reading shit like this on stream because if there's like a couple points I'm not familiar with because conspiracy theorists are always spinning new shit. I don't know. Maybe I'll check. I remember reading the top comment on this. Hold on. You had hundreds of people responding to your fucking Twitter rant with substantiated sources and counter-arguments. I didn't give a single one of them any consideration. You're not interested in learning anything about COVID or hydroxychloroquine or medicine in general. You're only interested in feeding your inflated confirmation bias. You clearly don't give a fuck about discussion, and it's disingenuous as fuck for you to come here trying to fellow kids your way back into the good graces by waving your consistently waning credibility and influence in one's hand, and a fistful of horrendously biased sources whose only value is reinforcing your own ignorance on the other. I guarantee that you aren't going to respond to a single well-sourced counter-argument made here. You're only here to pathetically save face, you pitiful loser. Damn. Pretty much half has to do with the Raul guy's science and study, but you're right, it's probably better to recently... Yeah, I mean... Oof. To be clear, okay, I'm going to summarize what I know about hydroxychloroquine, okay? And then I'm going to tell you how we should deal with it, okay? And then maybe we can go through some of this. So hydroxychloroquine is a popular drug that was given for rheumatoid arthritis and lupus, I think, and malaria. And it was an anti-malaria drug as well. I think those three things. So like we've had some experience giving it in the past. Now the dosage I believe is about half or a bit lower. I think we looked at the recommended dosage for like being treated for SARS-CoV-2 for COVID-19 or for whatever here and there. The problem is that like it seems like we don't have much good data about this helping people with COVID-19. Like some studies said maybe, other studies said no, some studies said it was bad. Most of these studies are retrospective, meaning you're like going back into hospitals and you're trying to look at like, try to take data, which is really hard, as opposed to prospective, where you like start with patients and then you like go through and you've got more specific data sets. It's really hard to get good data about this. And the problem with hydroxychloroquine is because so many leaders started staking their political reputation on it, it became like hardcore politicized. So real quick, is hydroxychloroquine effective for treating COVID-19 or for being used as a prophylactic, meaning you take it like early on and it helps you? I don't know the answer to that. Based on what I've seen, it doesn't seem to be effective at helping in the later stages. Maybe if you take it early on, I think I've seen some things where it's like maybe it helps there, but we're still out on it. They're doing lots of trials. If it finds out it works, like that's great. But there's other drugs that we need to study too. And the big problem, we read this in, I think it was I think somebody that publishes in Lancet, or it might have been like a Lancet open post about it. The big problem when you politicize these types of drugs is once you start saying hydroxychloroquine is the cure, well, now nobody wants to be in trials for non-hydroxychloroquine drugs, right? When hospitals are trying to run trials on whether it's remdesivir or Dexa, whatever, that antibiotic, I don't remember, dexamethasone, or I don't know what it's called, or a steroid or something. Once you start politicizing hydroxychloroquine, nobody's going to want to be in the shitter trials, right? Everybody's gonna dexamethasone, yeah, maybe I don't know what it's called. Like, yeah, it's a steroid. Nobody's gonna want to. I don't want to be in the shitter trial. I want to be in the fucking drug that Trump talked about. I want to be in the trial that fucking. I want to be in the trial that Trump literally said he was taking the drug for. Trump said he took hydroxychloroquine. Don't give me remdesivir. I want fucking hydroxy save my assacline. Okay, like nobody wants to. Yeah, so I'm sorry. It sounds like I'm half meaning, but it's actually like a big deal. Like. Because people have, I think, some option in terms of the trials they want to be in, and it's really hard to do research on other drugs when this has become so politicized. But, so, okay, yeah, so there you go. Destiny, have you read about the need to add zinc to hydroxychloroquine in order for it to be effective? So hydroxychloroquine, as far as I understand, is usually given in combination with, like, there's an antibiotic called azithromycin, and then some people give it with zinc as well. I've seen it used in, like, different, with azithromycin and zinc, with just azithromycin, with nothing else. Like, yeah, but... Okay. Anyway, okay. What is it about this drug that gets everybody so hot and bothered? Okay, so I'll give my answers and then we'll see what he writes. What is it about this drug? So the reason why people are so hot and bothered by this is because political leaders like Trump and then that crazy Raul guy that did that fucking shit-ass study in France, came out and were basically saying like, this is the cure, let's go full speed ahead. and we just didn't really know. We didn't really have that information yet. That's why everybody's so fucking bothered by it.
In 21st century medicine.
What is this? Somebody's posting.
In 21st century medicine, the most baseless, cockeyed madness to reach all the way to the President of the United States and the CEO of SpaceX, hydroxychloroquine. Again, this has been discussed.
Wait, how old is this? This is August 23rd.
To death elsewhere, and like every other doctor, I'm pretty bored of this topic by now. But in a nutshell, a deeply flawed, if not fraudulent paper was published, where patients were removed from analysis if they didn't fit the narrative. Again, in a journal with links to the lead author. It would have remained ignored and irrelevant, as it deserved to be due to the fact it was a spectacularly bad study on many levels, until Elon Musk and President Trump decided to start promoting it, leading to the sheer insanity over the last few months. How did it even come to their attention? Well, we have none other than one of the Frontline quacks to thank for that as well. It's been bolstered by the portrayal of Didier Raoult, the original author, as a maverick, devil-may-care renegade with the courage to stand up to the heartless medical profession, feeding this comical narrative that cavalier scientists must be right. Let's leave aside the deaths that have been attributed to hydroxychloroquine, or the people who depend on it for their rheumatological conditions who haven't been able to access it. We've now had hundreds of studies looking at its effect. Duplication of research like this has never been seen before. These groups could have been doing other important research, but millions of dollars worth of time and effort have been put into studying a drug, which has proved to be completely useless. Of course, it was right to study it, but we didn't need 130 hydroxychloroquine trials. There's a wider point here that all non-COVID research has also taken a backseat, and that has had huge implications for health. There's another problem with so many similar studies being done. It relates to p-values. Now, we say a trial is positive if the p-value is 0.05 or 5%, but what does that actually mean? It means that 95% of the time, the result that's obtained is real, it's not due to chance, but it also means that 5% of the time, the result is just down to sheer chance and not a true difference, a representative of a real effect. Now, that's fine for most research where you just do it once, twice, maybe 3 times. But if you do 130 trials on the same drug, 5% of them will give you a false positive, which is 6 trials. And of course, those are the ones that are going to be picked up by the pro-hydroxychloroquine crowd. In my excitement that I've done this all in one take, solely in order to have bragging rights over Tom Scott, I clean forgot to mention one of the most entertaining but truly awful chapters in this sorry story. Surgisphere are a private company that came practically out of nowhere and provided a huge patient database for researchers to use. It boasted a big data approach to research and offered 96,000 detailed medical records from...
This was such a fuck up. Oh my god, dude. You can't fuck up like this. Not a good meme. Not a good look for you, Chief Lancet. Your credibility should be severely damaged after doing this. So fucking stupid.
700 hospitals in 6 continents, which would allow researchers to authoritatively answer some major questions about coronavirus. Several studies used their data, but of particular note were 2 in the Lancet and the New England Journal of Medicine, pretty much the 2 biggest medical journals in the world, with the head of Surgisphere, Sapan Desai, listed as co-author. A few weeks later, both papers had been retracted. The promise of publication in the world's leading medical journals had blinded people and prevented a few simple questions being asked in advance, like, how on earth did a tiny company of fewer than 10 people gather so much information from health systems around the world so fast? Why did they have almost no track record or web presence? Why has the boss faced several malpractice cases? And why does their staff include a science fiction writer and an adult film actress? I kid you not. It hasn't been confirmed, but it seems almost certain now that the database was fake. The reason this monumental scandal has been even more damaging is that the Lancet piece was about hydroxychloroquine, specifically showing that it doesn't work. So as you can imagine, its retraction played right into the conspiratorial beliefs of hydroxychloroquine truthers and irrevocably ruined the chances of entirely reasonable people believing the real results of subsequent hydroxychloroquine trials. To clarify, those trials are prospective randomized trials, the gold standard. Even if the Surgisphere data were real, it was an observational study. The icing on this cake, and by cake I mean steaming pile of diseased bat droppings, is that the Lancet is the same journal that ran the infamous MMR and autism study, exposed as fraudulent and subsequently retracted, but we're still dealing with the anti-vax aftermath decades later. I joke, but make no mistake, Surgisphere and the Lancet's failures have real-world consequences.
Publishing fake science during a pandemic should maybe be the... Well, the problem is I think that during, like, these times, people are so fucking thirsty to get their shit published as soon as possible. Not even published, right? Because a lot of the shit that we end up going by are like fucking, what do you call it? Like, before it's studied. Preprint? Preprint? Or pilot? Preprints. I think it's preprints. Someone in chat said preprints. I think they're called preprints or prepubs. People are just like throwing everything out there, which like a preprint is literally just like, here's like a study that like no one's actually looked at yet, but like we did it, so here you go. And like people are running with those conclusions. Or working papers is what we usually see when we like
happy.
Is it NCBR? NEBR? National Economics, yeah. NEBR papers are usually like working papers, although it's economics, who cares? But like, yeah, for medicine, holy shit.
People's health has been affected and real lives are at stake. It's an absolute disgrace. There have now been 5 reliable hydroxychloroquine randomized controlled trials which have all shown no effect from hydroxychloroquine and azathioprine. Believers will say the dose is wrong, the frequency is wrong, it wasn't given with zinc, which doesn't even make pharmacological sense. Please, let's just move on. Hydroxychloroquine is dead. Hydroxychloroquine and masks haven't been the only interventions divided along political...
Okay, well, okay, anyway, sorry. So, What is it about this drug that gets everybody so hot and bothered? Okay, so I think we've been over that. Is it because it may or may not be effective in treating the corona? Possibly. Well, I don't think that's why people are hot and bothered. Destiny explains. What? Why are you... Well, the problem is I think that during, like, these times, people are so... Okay.
Stop stuffing your fat fucking mouth.
Is it because President Trump
Stephen.
mentioned it during
Any word on Sam Sader? Interested to see if you would do an interview or a debate. Love both you guys. Would kinda like someone to hit Sam on those dumb fucks on his show. Have a good trip.
Okay. Is it because President Trump mentioned it during a press conference? Wait, fuck, hold on. Hi, Steven. Any word on Sam Center interested to see if you're doing an interview or debate? Love both. Yeah, maybe someday. Yeah, maybe we'll. Okay. Is it because President Trump mentioned during a press conference? That's usually why people are mad, because people politicize the fuck out of it. In this article, I will make a compelling case for the investigation of hydroxychloroquine and will show how it is being actively suppressed. Now, I want to hear how this is being actively suppressed when I'm pretty sure entire countries have had hydroxychloroquine as like part of their treatment regimen, but okay. Was it Brazil? Was it Brazil and France using, like, wasn't hydroxychloroquine being used in like hundreds of hospitals and shit?
Fat fucking mouth.
Oh yeah, in Turkey too, right? What? But actively suppressed. Okay. What is hydroxychloroquine and why is it constituted a ruckus? It's been used since the 1940s and is a derivative of quinine or whatever, an alkaloid derived from the bark of a cinchona tree. I don't know. Commonly used to treat malaria, rheumatoid arthritis, and lupus. President Trump mentioned it during a March 19th press conference where he commended the FDA for backtracking its approval to be used as a treatment for the Rona. Yes, but then people died when they took it. Trump is a murderer. This is a dumb... Oh, God. He's going to go through the dumbest fucking claims and stories and shit. Not really. Do details matter? Oh, God. And it's this stupid fucking story of the dumbass woman and her husband. So we're going to go for the lowest hanging fruit here. ABC 15 reported on March 23rd, 2020, blah, 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 that the Arizona man died after ingesting chloroquine phosphate given to him by his wife, which was hospitalized. The only issue is that she gave him chloroquine phosphate, which is used in fish tank cleaner, not hydroxychloroquine, the anti-malarial prescription drug. Wait, chloroquine phosphate is just the name for the pill. Does he not know this? Wait, hold on. Wait, I might be wrong. Chloroquine, phosphate, malaria. I'm almost positive that that's just the name of the... Wait, what the fuck? On fucking Bing. I'm sorry. It says I'm using my Edge browser. Chloroquine, also known as chloroquine phosphate, is an anti-malarial medicine. I'm pretty sure... Fuck, we looked this up. I don't remember the name. What was the name of the anti-malaria drug? I'm pretty sure it's literally chloroquine phosphate. Anti-malaria drug US. There's like one big person that makes it. Oh my God. I'm not going to be able to find it. Anti-malaria drug US. Is it Arlen? Arlen drug. Arlen chloroquine. Oh, this is the anti-malaria drug. Okay, what in the fuck is this? Oh my God, no, just stop. You mean the brand name? Yeah, the brand name for the drug in the US. What a garbage fucking page. Oh my God. Oh, it's literally chloroquine phosphate. Wait, this is literally what the drug is. The only issue is that she gave him chloroquine phosphate, which is used in fish tank cleaner. This reminds me when the Nazis are like, oh, you think people were killed with Zyklon B? That was just something used to delouse things. Not hydroxychloroquine, the anti-malarial prescription drug. So we're already off to a really bad start. Jesus definitely knows so much about this shit. It's because I had to do a ton of research on this for my debate with that dipshit Nuance bro. Hydroxychloroquine is unfortunately, and I say unfortunately because it's such a useless niche of knowledge because it's literally only going to be relevant during this little itty bitty period, and I'm never going to use any of this knowledge again. But like, if there's anything I know a decent bit about in terms of all this COVID-19 bullshit, it's like all the shit surrounding hydroxychloroquine and azithromycin and what I guess now zinc too or whatever. What if malaria becomes a big issue? You'll be set. Destiny, it's not the same compound. Don't know who you are. Willing to bet
Because
you're not a
I'm
doctor,
putting 100%.
but literally like every single
There's a
thing.
bit of an issue too because you had
Sorry, somebody looked at another thing. Everything that I read said that like hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine were like highly comparable in terms of like effects in the body. So don't know who you are. Go drink a bunch of hydroxychloroquine if you think it's gonna help you. Good luck, my dude. But anyway, yeah. Wow. Okay. So we're already off to like a really, really, really bad start here. But okay. Investigative journalist Alana Goodman did some digging and found that. Okay, don't care about any of this shit. Such as a fish tank cleaner being ingested on an FDA-approved prescription drug. Okay, good one. Some guy in Twitch chat said you were wrong. FDA letter to stakeholders: do not use chloroquine phosphate intended for fish as treatment for COVID. Yeah, of course. Obviously you shouldn't take anything that's intended for something else. But the problem. Hold on. I can't. Okay, hold on. I need to. The problem is that the correct response is that taking a drug in another form, in like a pill form that's meant for a different purpose than dosages for human beings is a bad idea. But to say that she gave him chloroquine phosphate, not hydroxychloroquine, this demonstrates to me that you've done almost no research on this topic. Because I know, without being fully invested in this conspiracy yet, that chloroquine phosphate is actually like, that is the standard pill form given as an anti-malarial prescription drug, which we literally just looked up. I know that. You should know that if you're invested in conspiracy theories. Whether or not it's used in fish tank cleaner doesn't matter. There's tons of conventional medicine that we take that's probably used in other things that can be harmful. That's all I'm saying, okay? How did your opinion change after the research, if it did at all? No, I don't know. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Trump is only promoting it because he's invested in hydroxychloroquine. Who cares? That's not that. Who cares about this? Is he even? I don't know or care about any of this. Okay, but does it work? Depends on who you ask. Dr. Vladimir Zelenko, a doctor based in New York City, successfully treated 669 patients in March without a single death. What does that have? First of all, I'm 99% sure that this dude is fucking crazy. Like I feel like I've seen this guy's fucking Twitter shit before.
Mr. the President of the United States. I said, Mr. President, I once saw you pray at the Western Wall on television. I saw you pray, I think it was in 2017. I felt a certain...
Oh, this is where... What is this fucking picture? I guess this is where Gooteck's got the picture from. Literally linking videos on BitChute. Nice. Retweeting Donald Trump. Nice. Good source. Ah, more preprints. Nice. Here's the outcome of data, blah, blah, blah. 669 patients, 0 deaths, 0 intubations. Oh my God. They didn't even need to intubate anybody. It's a miracle. He's fucking solved the coronavirus. Takeaway: Dr. Zelenko's patients were treated successfully with hydroxychloroquine, azithromycin, and zinc, not just hydroxychloroquine by itself. There's always like, Destiny, I don't understand that, because this guy's fucking results are like, he's literally touting this as like a god. This is like people that smoke weed and say it cures small dick size, right? Like 0% death rate, literally 0 intubations. Intubating is like when you're in critical condition from COVID-19 and you have to like, wow, oh my God, this is like literally like a fucking like god tier. This is just one doctor's experience. What are the other doctors? On July 27th, the video from America's Frontline Doctors group went viral. Isn't this literally like a fucking conservative group? America's Frontline Doctors? I feel like I remember seeing shit from them and it was just dumb as fuck. So I ended up like, this wasn't working for any of my research. Like, I'm pretty sure these people send like doctors under like PragerU and shit. American life has fallen casualty to a massive disinformation campaign.
Numbers, and fortunately the mortality rate of children is about 1/5 of 1%. So kids are tolerating the infection very frequently. They're actually asymptomatic. I also want to say that children are not the drivers of this pandemic. People were worried about initially if children were going to actually be the ones to push the infection along.
Good one for Daddy Trump. Look at the lower left logo. There's a Breitbart logo. Wait, really? Is it a Breitbart?
Numbers.
Oh, they were streaming on Breitbart. Trump's new favorite COVID doctor believes in alien DNA, demon sperm, and hydroxychloroquine. Wait, what? Stop. No. Oh my god. Okay. Whatever. These people are insane. Source, Breitbart. Nice. In this video, they discuss their own personal experiences using hydroxychloroquine. Ah, okay. Seven more studies have demonstrated similar benefit. My understanding is that... Hold on.
Disabling JavaScript on news sites will get you past most paywalls. Use outline.com to bypass paywalls and sign up walls for articles.
Good one. I'm pretty sure all the evidence on this is mixed, but like the big, like, well done prospective studies like generally showed negative to nothing, was my understanding of it. He's gonna have a list of like, I know that there are a lot of retrospective studies that like talk about, oh, and then here's the bad Lancet study that now all these conspiracy theories use as ammunition. COVID-19 treatment analysis. C19 study. Oh, I think Justin, hold on, somebody give me a tweet. Justin was talking about this in his replies. Who I think was also a fighting game community guy, right?
Do you ever feel like an NPC in like someone else's life?
Paying the news sites gets you through the paywall.
Nice. The vast majority of the studies on C19study.com, your sole efficacy source, aren't peer-reviewed RCTs. The gold standard of effectiveness research, all 4 peer-reviewed RCTs show hydroxychloroquine doesn't work. They incorrectly label one of them as positive. C19study.com intentionally mixes the smaller number of peer-reviewed RCTs showing no effect with a large number of low-level studies to erroneously present that the quantity of studies is proof of efficacy. Gooteck's response. The debate / science not settled. RCTs are important, but not the end-all be-all. Doctors are using it successfully and mainstream media is not covering it. It's being used in other countries. Hydroxychloroquine became politicized once Trump mentioned it. Here's the link again. He just keeps linking his same fucking article. Oh, poor Justin. Oh, I didn't read this right down. Oh my god. Read this. I don't care. Trigger 21. Why do you say my understanding? Because I don't want to say something and so he's like, oh, look, Destiny, you're wrong. There could be something recent that was published that I just don't know about. I've been traveling, okay, a lot. Why do some studies show it works and others say it doesn't? Oh, and then here's, oh, you're not using it right. You're not combining it with the right thing. If it's not azithromycin, it's got to be, you're not using it with azithromycin zinc. If it's not azithromycin zinc, you have to do it early enough. If you're not doing it early enough, it's, oh my god. What's the name? Fuck, I can't remember. What's the name of that one broad spectrum antibiotic that everybody takes for everything?
Thank you, Steven.
All I can think of, oh, amoxicillin, yeah.
Steven, chat, do you know what this all means? Absolutely nothing. Everyone needs to get out and vote in November. Bonus meme, 2?
There are 4 perspectives that are presented in this video. A. President Trump, generally positive and optimistic. B.
Stop stuffing your fat fucking mouth.
Dr. Fauci says it does not help. C. Local doctor says he's treated people successfully with it. D. University Health Sciences Dean questions the validity of the French study by Dr. Didier Raoult. Whose opinion matters to you if a loved one had the Rona? Jesus. If it works, why isn't it being used worldwide? It is being used. Here's some of the many countries using it for the corona. Wait, if countries are using it, then what about the first part of your thing that says it's being suppressed? This is a dumb... Okay, well, never mind. I guess this wasn't very scary. This was just a really stupid, very unthought out fucking conspiracy theory post of a guy that doesn't even know much about this. Okay, well...
Torture your cock and balls must endure. 2 spaces forward, your cock will be stretched.